one of our viewers threw down the gauntlet on our Friday live stream and I picked it up. And so, yes, I am in day 2 of this 3-day sardine fast.
And a lot of carnivores would ask, why are you overcomplicating this way of eating by doing this to yourself? Just eat the meat and you'll have the benefits.
So I did get a lot of benefits from eating the meat and just not doing any tracking. Gosh, I didn't do any tracking of anything, any concerns about anything for, I don't know, a couple years, I think it was. But then, number one, I started to see my blood sugar rise and I was not comfortable with that. And at the same time, I saw my ketosis go down. My ketones were going down. And what I've come to realize in this 3-year carnivore meat-based experiment is that for me, eating the meat is essential for my nutrition. It's essential to be the focus of my diet, but I'm optimal when I am in a deeper ketosis. And that's what I'm looking for. Yes, I came to carnivore for weight loss, but overall, the thing that I want out of life is vitality. I want my brain to be sharp. I want to have a good mood and good energy. And carnivore gets me there quite a ways, but that little edge is topped off when I make sure my ketones are higher.
But you could get the proper ketones if you ate enough fat and not too much protein.
For me, I haven't found that to be the case. I need to leverage fasting. And I do, it seems, this is new. This is only my second sardine challenge. It seems I need to leverage sardines as well. And I mean, why walk around at 80% if I want to be at 100% or even what feels like higher? Why not do that? So it does seem like a complication to just eat meat and don't worry about things. But for me, it absolutely makes me the best person that I can be throughout my day. And I enjoy that. And I think the people around me enjoy that too.
So this is morning 2 of a 72-hour sardine run. And what were your numbers?
Oh, I think my blood sugar was 62 and my ketones, I believe, were 3.9. So I'm doing great. My Dr. Boz ratio was 16, which is awesome. Metabolic. It's a good metabolic stressor.
And why can't you just water fast to get this?
I have done water fasts regularly. And I enjoy water fasting much better than sardines. I hate fish. I don't think I've mentioned that on this particular video. I hate fish and have never liked them. So I would rather water fast. What can happen during a water fast? If you're able to do a water fast and move through it and feel good, great. You are in great shape to do a water fast. Your mitochondria are doing what they need to do. The old inefficient ones are dying off and the new crop is coming in and you feel energy and clarity. And I feel that most water fasts. But eventually, if I keep stacking these water fasts week after week after week, so if I do week after week of 48 or 72-hour water fasts, my fasts start to become hard and I'm white knuckling my way. I'm hungry. My mood dips. And also, I start to get cold. I get really cold. Now, I know a lot of people say that's normal in fasting. What I've learned is it might be normal, but it's not optimal in fasting because that is a sign that your mitochondria, instead of doing that turnover where you're getting a new crop and the old inefficient ones are dying, your mitochondria are going into conservation mode and turning down, like systems are shutting down for survival mode. And that is not ideal. You aren't getting the same benefits of the fast that you can get if your mitochondria are prepared and doing that turnover thing. So sardines for me, and what many have discovered in this realm, is that sardines feed the mitochondria enough, feed the system enough that you're not white knuckling it through. You're also getting if you eat sardines in oil or add fat, you're getting the right nutrients and the right macros and also the right signals of satiety to actually feed your body enough that you can get all those benefits from fasting, the mitophagy and the autophagy, and move through the fast great in a much more nourished fast fashion versus a fast where you're starving. So this is only my second sardine challenge. And so I'm trying to learn my rhythm here. How often do I have to have these sardine fasts to really reboot the system? Because what I've noticed the one time I did it is that I did the sardine fast. And then the week later, we did a water fast as well. And my ketones and my blood sugar were great for weeks and weeks after that. So that's what I'm hoping for when this viewer threw down the gauntlet and I picked it up. We're heading into the holiday season. Eric's birthday is this week, and then we move right into 2 Thanksgivings and right into our holiday travel, and our Christmas comes soon after that. And so I'm hoping that this really sets me up in a way that I can be optimal throughout this season.
So this isn't the only thing that you do, though. You have quite a routine that you've built with cold plunges and saunas. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I'm not new to all of this. I also have meditation that I've added in the mix. So I'm not new to meditation. I go through periods where I do some meditation, 15, 20 minutes usually. I've done periods where I've done a little bit of cold plunging here and there. But I had this really big shift in August, and it was this understanding that instead of running away from things, I'm running toward. And I've talked about this with some of my friends, my clients. Eric and I have talked about this. And so instead of running away from, oh, I don't want to lose my vitality, how can I set myself up to continue to move toward more vitality? And again, that's not totally a new mindset, but in August, I woke up with this sort of epiphany that I need to stack my morning so that I am bringing my optimal self to my day, so that I can do all the projects, all the life coaching, the carnivore, and the theater projects that I want to do that bring me so much joy and satisfaction. How do I make myself best prepared for that and prepared for the people in my life who also see the benefits of me coming into my life as my optimal best self? So I woke up one morning and I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do now. And I committed to doing it for 30 days. I just hit day 75, and I'll go through the stack in a moment. I don't know how long I'll do it. But for now, it's completely aligned with who I want to show up as in the world and who I want to be, who I want to experience. It's bringing my best self to every day. So what I've been doing is I have been meditating every morning. That's the 75-day streak. And it's usually between 25 minutes to an hour every morning, depending on when I wake up and what's stacked in the day. And so I do that every morning, and then I follow it up with something. And Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, that's followed up with sauna. And that's followed up after the sauna. I do a cold plunge for 3 minutes and then go on with my day. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, after my meditation, I do some sort of yoga, mobility, stretching type routine or somatic. I'll do also sort of a somatic yoga routine, I guess it would be called. So that's those 3 days. And then on Sundays, I do an Epsom salt soak for 20 to 30 minutes after my meditation. So I've been feeling really good. I've been feeling on top of my game. And, carnivore, eating mostly meat in my diet took me a long way to even be able to contemplate doing these things. But this I just feel is like giving me even a little bit more, dialing me up a little more.
So people hearing that be like, well, where do you get all the time for all of these things?
Well, um, I used to consider myself a night owl. And when I gave up gluten when I was 40, all of a sudden mornings weren't quite as much of a struggle anymore. And now that I've been mostly meat based, mornings are really not a struggle at all. Now, here's the thing though, I like to wake up naturally if I can. And some days to fit this stack in, I do have to set an alarm and get up quite early. I had an event last weekend it was where I actually woke up at about 4:30 in the morning to get my whole stack in before I had to leave. And while it's not, I'd rather wake up naturally, it is more important to me to get the stack in and done than to sleep in later. And I'm not seeing any negative effects. I feel good. I feel refreshed. I feel energetic. So if I have to get up early for now, that's what's happening.
So you meditate first thing in the morning. You don't even get out of bed.
No, I don't.
Do you just fall asleep sometimes?
I never fall asleep. It's so funny. Eric and I have this joke about napitating. Well, it's not a joke. It's what happens sometimes with both of us. In the past, for me, sometimes when I meditate, I fall asleep and that's fine. But what's interesting is in this 75-day streak, I have never fallen asleep. So I don't know why.
What does meditation look like?
It depends. But lately I've been doing a lot of Joe Dispenza meditations. So I started with some of his online meditations and then I purchased some of his meditations. Am I always going to do Joe Dispenza? I don't know. But for now it's working for me.
Fair warning to those who haven't tried a Joe Dispenza meditation, especially the modern ones.
Yeah.
If you do those, they're on YouTube. It does take some getting used to. His voice is not soothing.
No.
He commands you to relax. But it's effective.
It is. And really, I'm not looking for my meditations right now to relax me. I'm looking for my body to come into what he calls coherence. So I am looking at, hopefully, I don't know what's really happening, but for my body to come into alignment, not only with itself and its energy systems or chakras or whatever you want to call it, but also sort of to be coherent with the world around me as well. So
it sounds like all of this stuff takes a lot of discipline.
I would say that's what it sounds like. And that's what I would have thought in the past. And I've used discipline in the past to get in a meditation routine or an exercise routine or whatever type of routine. I've used some discipline in the past. But for the most part, my morning stack is actually not coming from discipline right now. It feels like the natural thing to do. It is not a struggle or a strain at all. It came to me one morning and I was completely aligned with this idea. Now, I know in some recent videos, I've talked about the wheel of fear a bit. And there's the antidote to the wheel of fear is the wheel of freedom. And I'm not going to go into a big discussion about it here, but there's a spot on the wheel of freedom called wholeness. So this is the spot, this is the place where you feel complete, you feel whole, you feel full, you feel that alignment or that coherence. And when you're in your wholeness, you naturally do things. It's not a struggle, you just want to do them. And so I feel like this morning stack right now is coming from my alignment. It's coming from my wholeness. I just want to do it. So it's not taking any discipline right now. It's just what I do in the morning. There's no struggle, there's no strain. So I know might be weird to think of, but you might be able to think of a time in your life when there was something that was just good for you that was easy to do. I'm sure you have some experience there where you were just a complete, total yes to that thing and you were able to step into it without struggle and strain. So that's where I am with that right now with this morning stack. I don't know how long this will last. I'm not going to white knuckle it or force something. I've learned that that doesn't work for me. And I don't think that works for most people, even though there are sometimes are periods in our life where we do have to move through something that's really in the die zone or that we don't really feel aligned with. But overall, that's not the space I want to be in. And so for now, this is working.
But you've mentioned that your wheel of fear is weak.
Mm-hmm.
So not doing the thing you committed to do uh, seems like that would be risking triggering your trigger.
Right. That is a good observation because it could be. So I committed to doing this for 30 days and I would have done it for the 30 days unless I got, horribly ill or something, like something would have had to take me out. So yeah, I would have maybe white knuckled it through that initial commitment. But now I don't have that commitment to myself. There is no white knuckling.
Well, at the beginning, you mentioned that during one of our live streams, somebody threw down the sardine gauntlet.
Okay. Yeah.
And you rose to it because you had to check in to see whether it fit.
Mm-hmm.
So did you react like, I don't want to seem weak? Or did you react with, this is an important challenge and I'm going to do it because of some positive reason?
Right. That is a good question because when people usually get their wheel of fear and get that core trigger, so my core trigger is weak. I don't want to look, when I'm triggered, I don't want to look weak. I want to look strong. And so when people normally get that core trigger, they go, yeah, but it served me really well, right? So I think I am a pretty strong person. People reflect that back to me. I don't think that's a bad thing. But I don't want to be out proving that I'm strong all the time and doing things that don't work for me and don't align with me. That is where that core trigger goes bad. When you're arranging your life so that you don't appear as that core trigger instead of living really aligned and authentically. So when I was challenged, of course, I've said before to Eric, if people dare me, I'm very likely to do something. And that is a response to my core trigger. It absolutely is. But during this live stream, when that happened, I'm like, okay, wait. And I started to feel the fear. So, or the uncertainty, the risk of it, because I hate sardines that much. And what if excuses started flooding in, right? What's my schedule look like? What am I doing? What if I can't do that? So I felt all that come in and I know that that's part of my wheel of fear. That's my fear responses. So that's when I need to make a conscious choice. What am I going to really do? I'm noticing this fear coming up. I could just say yes so that I don't look weak, but I need to pause and check in with myself. And I did that. I did look at my calendar. I did check in with myself and I got a yes. So I don't know what an internal yes for you looks like. It might require prayer. It might require journaling. It might just require the pause and the deep breath and going, okay, is this aligned with me? And that's what I did. I went, okay, is this aligned with me? And I got an internal yes. This is aligned. Go ahead and do this 3-day fast. And this might set you up really well for the holidays that are coming, including Eric's birthday this week. This might be the reset because I've seen my numbers going where I don't necessarily, they're creeping up again. Even though I'm eating right, even though I'm eating high fat, even though I'm eating where I stack my day early with the protein, all the things I've been doing, my doctor they're good. They're not bad, but they're creeping up. So why not do this reset? So I got the yes. So when I get the internal yes, I know that it's authentic to me, that it's not just a knee-jerk reaction to the dare, to needing to look strong.
So we've talked about us doing a live stream about the Wheel of Fear coming up. We've had quite a bit of interest in it. What is that actually going to look like?
So I won't be able to personally coach everyone on that live stream. I will be doing it as a group. So what I haven't mentioned in the past is that I'm not only a master certified fearless living coach, but I'm a master certified trainer as well, which means that I've for years been trained and able to facilitate groups. So we'll be doing this as a group, and I will be leading you through the wheel of fear so that you can find your best wheel of fear, your best core trigger, your best essential nature. We're going to put it all together as a group. And I'm going to also give you some tips on what to do when you notice that wheel of fear come up. So again, it'll be all group, and there will be the chance to ask questions in the chat. And that's why I think it's so important that if you can make it to the live stream, please be there so that you can get your questions answered. That interaction is really essential to get that wheel of fear as best as you can during a group effort.
So when you say group, are you saying people are going to be in breakout groups where they have to talk to each other?
No, we're just going to do this as a live stream. Of course, I've done breakout groups, etc. in the past with certain groups, but this is just going to be done as a group. We're going to move through it. You're going to come to your best core trigger, your best core negative feeling.
And if you're there live, you can ask questions in the chat.
Yes, if you're there live, you can ask questions.
If you're on the replay, you can ask questions in the comments.
True. Yes, you can ask
and
questions.
When are we going to do this?
We're going to get it in before Thanksgiving. We don't quite have it scheduled yet, so we'll get it on the schedule. Obviously, it has to work with my schedule as well. So I hope you can attend, but I do understand that many of you might not be able to attend at whatever time we are able to set up.
All right. Sounds good. You've got a few more bites of sardines to eat.
I do. I do. So let me say, even though I'm aligned with this challenge, every bite is a bit of a struggle for me with sardines. But I'm keeping my mind focused on the future, the benefits this is going to give me. And also today I was talking to myself and saying, this is just 3 days, 3 days of your life. You're never going to remember on your deathbed that, oh my gosh, I wish I hadn't eaten sardines that 3 days. It's all going to be fine. So yeah, day 2, here we are.
All right. Well, with that,
every day stronger.
Every day more blessed.